So, I think next year they fire him. But Justin Fields could save him. I don't know how good he's going to be. He could be a Justin Herbert. He also could be a Paxton Lynch. So, I'm going to say Justin Fields goes 9 here to the Broncos. Number 10, Cowboys. I think they need a corner. I don't think they just need their defense to build up. They need a secondary. The Cowboys' secondary is their weakness. So they take Caleb Farley, the corner, at 10. I think that can really go a long way for them. Especially now that they're getting Dak Prescott back. They went 6-10 with Andy Dalton. I think, and they can beat the Giants. I'd say they split it with the Giants, 1-1. They sweep the Eagles, 3-1. And then the football team is a split as well. So they go 4-2 in the division. That's an easy start for a 4-2. And then Dak can win some more games. So maybe a 9-7 team next year. And they continue to build on that secondary and they'll be fine. So Caleb Farley goes there. At number 11, the Giants also need a corner. I think they're going to take Patrick Surtain. Some people are saying he's better than Caleb Farley. Do I believe them? I don't know. I just think Farley, I think it's kind of the Zach Wilson, Justin Fields thing, where it's whoever fits the team better. And I think Farley fits the Cowboys better. And what's his name fits the Giants better. Patrick Surtain fits the Giants better. And I know they have Jameis Bradbury. He's a pretty good corner, but they need a corner too. That's what it is. And you could start with Patrick Surtain. That's a pretty good start. The 49ers. 49ers are going to draft Elijah Vera Tucker. Their offense is their weakness. Once they get their defense back fully healthy, they're going to be great. I guarantee you. I think they should start off with their offensive line rebuilding. So take Elijah Vera Tucker. He's a great lineman. Chargers. They're looking to get some pieces around Justin Herbert. A good start would be to get Kyle Pitts at 13. Alright, so they get Kyle Pitts. They already have Keenan Allen. They have a pretty good receiver. If they get Kyle Pitts, that would be good. Get Kyle Pitts or an O-lineman. Whatever you want. I'm saying you take Kyle Pitts, but if you want to take an O-lineman, go ahead. Vikings, they take Gregory Rousseau. Gregory Rousseau. I think Kirk Cousins is great. I think their problem is their defense. They got Justin Jefferson. They got Kirk Cousins. They got Dalvin Cook. Their offense is pretty good. Get their defense filled up. Start with an edge rusher and Gregory Rousseau. The Pats, I think they stick with Cam. So I'm saying they go ahead and pick Rondale Moore. I think he's the best receiver left on the board after, Waddle goes, Chase goes, Smith goes. I think he's the best receiver on that board. They get some weapons for Cam. At 16, the Cardinals take Kwity Paye. He's a good defensive end. He's a good edge rusher for them. Their defense is the problem. Kenyon Drake has been pretty good. Not bad. Murray is the right guy, and they got DeAndre Hopkins. Their offense is hardly the problem. I guess they need one more lineman. But their defense is where they have to start. Start with Kwity Paye. Good edge rusher to start with. So, just to recap, we got Lawrence at 1, Smith at 2, Chase at 3, Parsons at 4, Slater at 5, Waddle at 6, my bad. Penny Sewell at 7, Zach Wilson at 8, Justin Fields at 9. Caleb Farley at 10. Patrick Surtain at 11. Elijah Vera Tucker at 12. Kyle Pitts at 13. Gregory Rousseau at 14. Rondale Moore at 15. And Kwity Paye at 16. So, we're kind of winding down here. Well, at least for football and basketball's sake. But soon we're going to have to go to the baseball side of things. So, LeBron says 4-game losing streak is a tough stretch, but it won't define their run. Now, I'm a little concerned. I think we should just chill out right now, but it might get out of hand. So, I don't want to say anything too crazy right now. So, I'm a little concerned about what they'll do in the playoffs when AD already has an injury like this. Because LeBron's already getting what seems to be too many minutes at 36, and I know it seems to be too many minutes. I don't think it is, but it seems to be. Everyone has limitations, and I think LeBron's going to get too many minutes, or maybe he's not going to get too many minutes now, but he will eventually if AD gets another injury and worsens things. But it's a bad look. So, Russell Wilson will reportedly... he said he wants to stay with the Seahawks, but if he were to go, he would prefer the Saints, Cowboys, Bears, or Raiders. Now, I'm going to review each team. So, I think the worst team to go to is the Cowboys. I like Dak. I don't think they're going to move off of him, but if they get Wilson, they're a playoff team, but probably a second-round exit. Now, the next worst team, probably the Raiders. The Raiders are a second-round exit with him, too. So, I think, the Raiders, they have some pieces, but they got to add some more. They got Josh Jacobs, but that's about it. So, I still think Wilson takes them far, but not far enough. So, now the second best team, I think, is the Bears. The Bears are a Super Bowl contender tomorrow with Wilson. They got a great receiver in Allen Robinson, a great running back, or a talented running back in David Montgomery. They need one more O-lineman, but Wilson has proven to be good without any O-lineman, so I think they are a Super Bowl contender tomorrow, maybe even a Super Bowl team. But the best team is obviously the Saints. The Saints, they got Alvin Kamara, top 5 running back. They got Michael Thomas, and say what you will about him running slants, but they work, and he's probably a top 7 receiver. Top 10. So he's got a great receiver, a great, you're forgetting their season he put up last year, Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas is a good receiver. He might not be great, but he's good. They got a pretty good O-line. They got a great running back in Kamara. They got a great defense and a Super Bowl winning coach. That's easily the best destination for Wilson to go to. But the fairest trade would be the Raiders. Trade Carr and 3 first-round picks for Wilson. That would be fair. Because at least now they get a good quarterback at Derek Carr, because he does not turn the ball over. Carr does not turn it over. So, that's my take there. The best team is the Saints, but the fairest trade is the Raiders. Alright, so, finally, to end the basketball, football section of things, Bruce Arians says the Bucks are not Super Bowl champions when they come back. Stating the obvious, but yeah, they're not Super Bowl champions when they come back. But this is kind of a Patriots mentality. So what I would do is I'd give them 25 days. So 15 days, it's to kind of clear their mind and relax their bodies and rest. And then the next 10 days, start getting back into that football zone and practice and get in shape and, kind of go back. Alright, and now to cap everything off, you guys all know I do the baseball, the MLB, the news around there, I cover it. Alright, so, sorry, I just yawned. Here we go, baseball segment now. Alright, let's get some news going here. Alright, so we got very few news here, but, the White Sox, Eloy Jimenez, sorry, I've never pronounced his name before, but, he said, I'm going to be an MVP one day. Now, that's a high goal. I mean, he's 24 years old. He's pretty good. 296 last year. 14 homers. He won a Silver Slugger award for, but, he I mean, that's great for his first year, but, the critics have been he's not that good at defense. And they're right. He's not, too good at defense, but, that's something he can work on. So, I think he, if he works on that, he'll win MVP. It's easy, because he's great at offense. And he just watched, Jose Abreu, win MVP, so he'll have, he has great inspiration. He's a great player. He sets his goals high. I like that. So this is actually the last topic I have for baseball, but I'm gonna name one must-watch player for each AL team. So, for the AL East, the Blue Jays, George Springer. You gotta watch him. He has a lot to prove with the Blue Jays. Now he's, with a different team. He's done phenomenal with the Astros. Looks like he's gonna do phenomenal with the Blue Jays, but let's watch. We've seen players look great with other teams and then go to another team and be terrible. So, Orioles, Trey Mancini. He had stage 3 colon cancer, which makes the feel-good story of spring, before he even steps onto the field. So he's, looking to build on his 2019 season, where he had 35 home runs. So, I can't wait to watch him. The Rays, we got Chris Archer. He's going back to the Rays to 2 years after they traded him to the Padres. In a pretty lopsided deal involving Tyler Glasnow and Austin Meadows. So he'll attempt to get his career back after a pretty so-so run in Pittsburgh. So, can't wait for that. The Red Sox, they got E-Rod coming back, as I like to call him. Eduardo Rodriguez, he was sidelined by COVID last year. He went 19-6 with a 3.81 ERA in 2019, so can't wait to watch him. The Indians, Zach Plesac, or what is that, Plesac? Alright. His antics at the height of the COVID-19 pandemic obscured him on-field performance.